Welcome back. So today I just want to do a little short video to kind of show y'all how to measure your capes for your deer forms. I've had some requests on how I do my measurements. Some people's asked if I do them after I pickle them or tan them, or do I do them before. My method, the way I do it, is I do everything as they come in. I do them before. Sometimes I'll sit there and I'll kind of give a rough measurement in front of the customer. That way they know and they're able to come back and put a tape on it when I get done. But for the most part, after I get done skinning them off the head and everything, I'll make my measurements and stuff then, and I'll do it. Typically don't do it on the skin side. I'll do it on the skin, or don't do it on the hair side. I'll do it on the skin side of the cape, and I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. All right, so for those of y'all that haven't seen it or don't know, when you're measuring a deer, for instance, let's just say the deer comes in and the deer was brought to me. I lay him on a table, and before I do anything, the first thing I do is I take an eye to nose measurement. Okay, you're gonna take your tape and you're gonna go from the corner of the eye to the tip of the nose. And you're gonna write that down, okay? We're gonna sit here and I'm gonna measure. Typically, it's kind of hard for me to do it with this, but we got a 7 1/4. 7 1/4, hopefully that's picking up. You're just going in the corner of the eye to the tip of the nose. So, once we take that measurement, if you'll notice, the corner of the eye to the tip of the nose, it's a lot harder to do that when it's here. Because, I mean, this cape will go anywhere you want. I mean, look, I'm stretching it out, and it'll go plumb up to 9 inches almost. So it has to be taken with it on the skull. So the first thing I do is I'm going to write down on a sheet of paper I normally do like EN, and we was at 7 1/4. And then the only other measurement I'm going to do is majority of everything that I use as far as mannequin wise is being mirrored. So you're gonna have the C measurement is what is relevant to me. I measure right behind the ear butts, okay? Straight down, straight across. Now you're gonna notice that I've got this cape sitting here, and everybody typically, you can measure on the hair side if you want. But what happens is if I measure this right here, just like this, and go all the way around and measure him, you're measuring the thickness of the hair too. So what I like to do, and there's a couple different ways, you lay your cape out just like so. Here's the ear butt. That ear butt's gonna be right here, okay? Right where that throat, right where your throat patch meets the jaws. I stretch it out. Now I'm not stretching this thing out as far as it'll go. I pull on it until it stops. When it stops, that is as far as I'm going to try to pull that. Now, if you're going to do it on the hair side, you pull it out as far as that skin will pull, and when it stops pulling, that's as far as you got to go. But I take my yardstick, okay, and slide that in that cape all the way.
we are all the way to the end of this throat patch, or the, okay, we've got it all the way against the skin on the far side. And now you're going to look across and you'll see I'm at 10 inches. Okay, don't look at the 26. It's just going backwards on that side. But I'm at 10 inches. Now, what I like to do, I don't use a yardstick. I just use my tape measure. And remember, this is all being done with this skin raw. And as soon as I take it off of the deer, this is the first thing I do before I tag it and bag it and put it in the freezer. This is the first thing that I'm going to do. You know, this thing will have fat all over it, blood and all that. Right here I can see my ear butt, right where the ear stops. That's typically where my incision will stop too. And right there, as you'll see, we've got 10 inches. So you double that. You got 10 on this side, 10 on the other side. That means 20 inches. I'm going to write that down. CM, 20 inches. So, now you know that the mannequin that you needs to be 7 1/4 by 20. So we'll just use this Mears catalog as an example. Let's just say we was putting this deer on an upright form, okay? What a lot of people get confused with is they say, okay, I need a 7 1/4 by 20 inch. So when they look at this, they go down through here. Okay, I need an upright straight. All right, there's an upright ST, which means straight. They go down through here and they look for 20. Bam. Well, right there it is. That's the form I need, and that's what they order. Well, then next thing you know, they get it in, and it's wrong. The reason is if you'll look, this UPST 20, here's the C measurement, A, B, and C. We just measured behind the ear butts for the C measurement, right? So this is the order of the A, B's, and C's. Okay, your A measurement is your eye to nose. The B measurement is down below from the ear butt, and your C measurement is right at the ear butt. It actually has a name for the atlas and everything around the neck, but I'll show y'all that diagram here in just a second. So we have a C measurement. Okay, that's what our 20 right here is the C. So go to your catalog. If you're using Mears, this is what I do. I go to the C, I look down, I'm looking for 20 inches. All right, well, if you'll notice, there's nothing on here that says 20. I do not want to go higher. You know, if it's a 1/4 inch, that's fine. If it's a 1/4 inch less, that's fine. So I'm going to look right here. There's a 20 1/4, and there's a 19 3/4. In my mind, typically I'm going to go to that 19 3/4. Okay, that just ensures me that I have a 1/4 inch of play. Nobody is going to see a 1/4 inch of play. All right. So there's our 7 1/4. We know our eye to nose, okay? And then there's our 19 3/4. And it could go for any of these. If you'll go through the full sneak. Okay, we'll go the full sneaks. There's a 20 inch right there for the C measurement. If you look over, there's your 7 1/4. There's your 20. If you'll look over here, that's actually a FSL 22. That 22 is stating the B measurement, okay? Don't get mixed. Don't get mixed up between a B and a C. And I told, let's see. All right, so here's the diagram for mirrors. The A measurement is from the front corner of the eye to the tip of the nose. That's where we measured earlier, where I showed you. We went from the corner of the eye to the tip of the nose. The B measurement, it's the circumference of the neck, which is 3 inches down from the top of the skull, okay? And it goes across the atlas. Okay, you're coming 3 inches down. The C measurement, which is what I go off of, the C measurement is the circumference of the neck in the smallest part of the neck. And that's typically right behind the ears. That's that pink line right here. Okay?
So there you go, guys. Hey, the main thing to gain out of that is just don't get mixed up between your A, B's, and C measurements, okay? Study the diagrams for whichever company you're going to be ordering your forms from. Like I said, if it's going to be mirrors, which is typically all I use, if it's going to be the mirrors, I study on the A and the C measurement. I'll only use the B measurement as if I get one that is questionable, whether if that C measurement is going to work, then I'm going to measure the B measurement and go ahead and reference that to whichever form, and then that's how I'll pick which one I'm going to buy. So I really appreciate y'all and y'all's support. Thanks for the subscribing. I can't talk today, but for any of y'all that's not subscribed, there's a lot of guys or girls or whoever, there's a lot of y'all that are watching but not subscribed. Go ahead and hit that button. You know, go ahead and subscribe to me. You don't got to hit the bell if you don't want to, but subscribing really helps me out. I'm trying to build this channel to be able to influence others to do this, whether if you want to do it for a business or whether you want to just do it for fun. You know, you may shoot a big buck this year and decide that you want to try to mount it yourself, and that's great. You have the ability to be able to do that, and I want to help you out if there's any way possible. And if I can make these videos, maybe you can make all that happen. So I appreciate y'all watching. See y'all on the next one.